It was 87 degrees and incredibly humid here today, and I do not do well in such heat and humidity, so hence the sleeveless shirt. 104? So that's 4 degrees more than the number of megabits per second you get down. Just saying. Yeah, potatoes in Wisconsin too. The humidity was kicking our ass today. Yeah, Trojans. Yeah, the rival high school across town from ours was the Trojans. We got a kick out of it, I'll tell you that much. Yes, it was an itch, but it was an itch directed directly at Africa. Whenever he talks about his connection speed, I get an itch. No, I noticed, having had all this stormage coming through over the last, 9 or 8 hours, it has not gotten much cooler at all. The humidity is still obviously, yes, I said stormage and I stand by it. Remember, my name is embiggened. I use the word cromulent, and I mean it. And I also use avoision. And I taught English. Me fail English? That's impossible. I have curly hair, but I get over that by cutting it really short so that it stands up. Because don't like curls that much. Although my daughter got my curls, and I love that she has them. I taught 8th grade English. Pardon me. Yeah, I loved 8th graders. Um, that was one of the. I have a long-standing theory that people who teach tend to teach at the, or want to teach most at the level where they sort of came out of their shell. Um, and so that's the case for me. I mean, in middle school is when I started to become who I was going to be. Started to have my own personality and my own opinions about things. So when I became a teacher and started to narrow down where I would like to teach, then 8th grade was just the right fit for me. Not quite freshman in high school, where you get, here in Wisconsin, what we refer to as bubbler rides. Um, so you're kind of at the bottom of the food chain when you're in 9th grade, but in the 8th grade you're sort of at the top of the food chain, but the food chain where you're still kind of awkward and silly looking and stuff. So, so Potato, have you been checking right now? Are you checking the archives? Because that's when I did see it, yeah. I saw it live while it was happening. And, I almost put a bulletin on my Justin TV page, but then I realized that people aren't reading it, like, immediately anyway, so. Do you get, if you broadcast something and someone highlights it, do you get an email letting you know that someone posted a highlight? Or would you have to go look for it? Someone new just came in. Nerdotech. Welcome. Nerdotech, you must tell us where you are, what you do, what your high school mascot was, and what your first injury was. If you'd be so kind to introduce yourself to the group that way. Oh, Potato, nothing's going to happen. It's not like you're going to get banned or anything like Africa and D-Max. You don't have to, Nerdo, if you don't want to, but that's what we did tonight, was who you are, where you are, what was your high school mascot, what you do, what was your high school mascot, and what was your first injury. Montreal, no injury? How old are you? You Canuck. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. Someone said we'd know all the first names if we knew Miniwoot's name. I don't know Sassy's real name. Is it Kelly? I don't. Where did you get it from? You stalker. Maybe you get to hear things better when you're on a broadcast and you have 100 megabits per second downloading. Well, hello, Debbie. It never gets old, does it, Africa? Fernie, what's your real name if you'd be so... Or are you going to be mysterious? Yes, I have a webcam. Yeah, I should be pointing that out more, shouldn't I? Oh, you know what, Fernie? I knew your name was Megan because you sent me an email when you favorited me. Well, you didn't. I mean, JTV did, but anyway. So then I don't know if I know. I don't know Pop's name. What's Pop's real name? Oh, that's why Canning. That's exactly why. And Fernie, that's why is because when you set up your profile on JTV, um, then okay, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. The when you fill out what your name is, that's what goes in the emails that JTV sends out to other people. So when you do stuff and request friends and stuff, it'll say Megan on the email. And when you go to your profile, when someone goes to your profile, they'll see Megan. So if you don't want people to know your name, you can change that. Everyone calls you Jake. That's interesting. Tell me why. Oh, and by the way, I plan on doing like tech tips and tricks and stuff like that at some point. I think I might try using Super Webcam because there are some shortcuts that people I work with and my family and friends always are coming to me with their computer questions and stuff like that, and I tend to know a lot of like tips and tricks. I don't know whether the things that I would share here would be known by a lot of the people who would, be Woot fans and fans of mine. Um, but I have a feeling that a lot of the things that I know and share as tips and tricks are kind of well known by nerdy techie people like me. But nevertheless, I think at some point I'm going to start showing tricks and time savers and getting things done related stuff and life hacker stuff that I do that I do know just by using the computer as much as I do in home and in work. So look for that. If I do, that might be when I start highlighting my own stuff because if people aren't here watching, um, if they visit the channel and they see the highlight, they might, hey, wow, this is useful, and then they might show up. Who knows? I can pull a rabbit out of a hat. I don't happen to have a rabbit at the moment, but hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. I do have a hat, not on me at the moment, but I do have a hat. An ass hat and a dick knuckle. But anyway. Hey, all fired up. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome. Yeah, I think I'm more than sure that that was her because right after she talks to whoever that was in the car, she turns around and comes back and talks to Mike through the window, and then I think goes around the car and gets in. I can't recall, but yeah, there you go. So that's her. Either that or Mike's getting someone on the side and is broadcasting it to the world, which is not wise. Um, in any case, lighting does amazing things for profile pictures, folks. Yeah, oh, more than a glimpse. We got an ass shot of Sassy for a good 30 seconds to a minute.